Hi guys, and welcome to Keck Tarot. I have a few announcements to make. Last Sunday, I have reached 500 subscribers milestone, and I did test the live sessions and it worked. And a few of you who kind of like got a really quick message, did jumped on, did get their questions asked, so everything worked really well. So next live session is on Friday, March the 3rd at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join in and prepare your questions. I'll see you there. Now this brings me to basically an issue of subscription, so please subscribe and you can join me on a Facebook as well. So you're going to get a notification when is the next live session. So just if I have time, I can just send this notification, and if you have time, you can join me. Link for Facebook is in the description, so check it out there. And last announcement, I promise there are two current specials. You can get yes or no questions, and I can turn it around right away, basically the same day. It's only $10. Please check my website how to get it, or look up on Facebook, Cat Terra News, and let's go from there. And again, for you new guys, new subscribers, like how it really works, your engagement is going to reward you by actually getting your basically horoscope sign out first. So by clicking subscribe, like, by sharing, by leaving comments, you actually are placing yourself in a position. So this week, Libra, Pisces, Aries, Sagittarius, and Gemini are getting extended horoscope. So without further ado, let's start. Hi Virgo, welcome to your weekly. So let's just jump right into it. For actually deck-based card, the overall flavor of the week is Four of Fire. Four of Fire is basically feeling comfort around your friends, around your loved ones, about the situation in your life. It is, however, very temporarily, but you know what? We need these like nice things, nice building blocks in order for us to move ahead. So it's overall really nice feeling. It could be even some kind of surprise or a surprise party that is coming your way. So what is basically as a starting point over here? You have the Hermit reversed, and you have Cat Magic crossing it. So it sounds to me you have been going through maybe possible some kind of periods of insight of or realizing what doesn't work, or maybe you were just simply unwise, like that you were making choices that actually turned out to be a complete disaster. And right now, like, I mean, you're like really working very hard on finding out the ways in how to work around them, or how to conquer them, how to actually get wiser, and how to basically get to the goals that you want. So what are you bringing from the past over here? You have Chariot reversed. So you kind of like would be charging forward, moving really fast in the direction, but this kind of looks like maybe you were not moving in that direction, or maybe you just like did not have energy at all. Maybe you were going backwards. Maybe everything has kind of like fallen off, and you feel like, I mean, you lost all four wheels on your basically on your chariot, on your kind of like car of life. So on one hand, you just want to get something nice in your life. You just kind of feel feels like so many bad things. But now, you're feeling, well, how do I get there? Where do I go from there? So what you're bringing from the past, there is a fire kitten. Fire kitten is like, oops, it's kind of like playfulness. You kind of play with fire and you feel you got burned. You see this kitty has like tail smoking kind of, and not even noticing this and continuing to play with fire. So like front and end, you got burned. And maybe this is why I got so paralyzed in the end. So I'm not moving. I at least know how much will I burn over here. But right now this is in the past, and you kind of like do feel that you have been really either mistreated, or that you place yourself in kind of perilous situations, because I see here lesson for a week is like Five of Earth. This is the proverbial card of being left out in the cold. And look at this kitty, like longing for the warm place, longing for all these kitties that actually having their home, that are allowed that entry. So basically your lesson is to learn what is making you feel this way. You have to define yourself. What are the circumstances? And you have to verify them through the lenses of what do you burn yourself on? And why do you feel this way? And how much of things you contributed yourself, because 5 is not a number of balance, but it's a very kind of powerful, kind of like God number, right? You see this pentacle, etc., used in religious practices. So in a kind of near present, we have 5 of C. So 5 of C is that emotional card where, you know, look, I mean, the kitty was trying to get a fish and kind of like it didn't get it, so it fell into it, and it's really embarrassed and it's sad. This way it's even worse, like the whole world is turning upside down, everything is lost, like never getting to this fish because fish ended up back in the sea. So again, it's like that very kind of like much the sadness that is like occupying your heart right now. And this is just like based on some recent circumstances that you had, that you kind of like feel they were like really harming you, or like literally that you did something or somebody did something that kind of like shook your life, and something happened like really fast. It was like not something, not like tower energy, but like something happened. It's going to be something also that you felt was good, but it didn't turn out good. It turned like really, really bad. And like right now you really want, okay, give it to me. Just give me for a few days. I just want to play. I just want to relax. I want to kind of find people who love me, even if that's a friend, even if that's a new book or nice book or old movie. So how do you really feel right now, aside from having all this mixed thoughts, mixed bag, going from, oh, I need a little bit of happiness, to I'm so sad, I'm so left out. By the way, that is just another 5. So this is kind of like a lot of instability standing on your 5s. So how do you really feel? You feel like a sky king. This is really not your nature, Virgo. You like earthy, you kind of express yourself through, you know, let's sit down with people and have a cake, bake something, clean a house, you know, be healthy, give a health advice, taking care of the other people's needs. But this here, right now, you basically are being so factual. You're just looking cold facts. There is like no mistake why this card was put in the snow. Look, snow is slowly covering this. Like the blood is not boiling in this kitty. The blood is calming down. So here, you're realizing you have to completely cool off your energies, be on the coolest of the energies, because there is nothing as cool as sword from these 4 basically suits over here. And then you have to be fair. This is also a card of fairness. That's the one way. You know what they say, revenge is best served cold. And I'm not saying that you're into revenge mode. I'm just saying you kind of like are able to think through and kind of like see the whole things differently and what happened and why it happened. So what was happening that really bothered you, how it happened through words. That was something that was communicated to you, where, you know, you just felt somebody stepped on you. You just like felt somebody that just stroll over you, and it was a really, really bad thing. But it was done via communication and via kind of like chasing something, which was a long shot, but it didn't look like a long shot. It looked like something achievable. But then you were basically just brutally told not to, or this could have been you, but you stepped on someone without even knowing, because the key of this card is, look, this kitten is playing. This kitten has no clue. Like, it literally is not like a mean person. It's literally just like, oh, let me give you my ribbons. But you know, when you jump up to get your ribbons, because this way it means you're exploring, obtaining new knowledge, but this way it means you close down. But you see, even when you're exploring, you kind of like step on flower here and there. And here, you stepped on everybody basically, because the earth steps on you. And this could have happened to you, or maybe you did it to someone else, or you just like simply feel like that way. So you have hopes and fears, which is kind of like a 7. 7 is another unstable number. And that instability is kind of weird, because here you have the kitty playing with all these different mini worlds in here. Look at this. This is so interesting. What is this kind of like reflection I see here? Is that real? Is this not real? Here, you know, the choices are no longer there. Like, I mean, this is probably your fear that you'll be left without choices, that you're going to just literally have to save yourself, that nothing would be left. That just like here, like, I mean, what you're feeling right now being left out. So I see how these 5s and 7s always portray some kind of like lesson to learn, right? So then you have, like each number has a lesson. So 7 is actually a bigger lesson because it's kind of connected to very kind of like spiritual things, right? But what you basically have to learn here is that it doesn't matter. The choices are always there. And if choice is no choice, that's a choice in itself. And how do I know that you're going to get through this period? Because you have the star. Actually, the stars in this deck, and I love this card. I actually love this card in every deck. But here especially, the kitty cat is looking at the lion. These are the stars. So you do actually start to lift your head up. You are no longer embarrassed. You are no longer stuck. You are no longer burnt. You are no longer kind of like introverted. You kind of like obtain your information. You have been, left out in the cold. You have been hurt. But right now, like you processed all of that. And you actually, even after processing, when you were karmically tested, when somebody kind of did something to you, like, I mean, rash things or something rude, you did pass the test. And then again, the test was there to see if you're lured into this shiny love things and look, you can go left, you can go right, and you really know, well, we're all tending to take a shortcut, but generally, like, what seems to be good to be true, right? It is good to be true. But then you get stars. The very last one after these two. So look, these are all 3 basically major arcana cards. I mean, this is major arcana as well, but look at it's just beginning and the ending point. You have somebody who finally decided to stop being a hermit, stop kind of like being stuck, right? And deciding that no matter what I have to make it work with anything that I have. I most likely have the resources, I'm resourceful, and I have to chase my dreams. So simply like that. So it looks like you're like kind of pulling yourself out from some kind of like deep-seated pain, and which in your case seems to be completely circumstantial. But it did push you in the process of thinking, because you're thinking this on a different level. Here, you're thinking this on a kind of very earthy level through finances. Oh my God, how will I do it? Here you're thinking emotionally. Here you're thinking it like passionately, sort of like you're so basically focused on your work that nothing else matters. Your tail is kind of, even though this passionate part you're leaving behind, and then you're applying a cold emotion, right? And then again, this is applying and reacting to this cold emotion. So that was a test, and then you have this emotional test, and then you get another major arcana. Major card talking about hope, talking about success. Major card. So you cannot really, honestly, there's only 3 cards you want to look for in that kind of spot. Will be the star, will be the sun, and will be the world. And you got 1, 2, 3. All right, so let me just pull a love card. I have 3 coppers. I don't know. Let's look in all 3. So the first one was pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. I think you learned that lesson. We have it here. You kind of know at the stage when it's going to burn and when you're going to stop. Then we had new love. A new person has steered your romantic feelings. Well, I cannot find anything in the reading to support that, but you obviously do think you can handle it. You can handle a few things at the same time. Can you see this kind of like juggling several things? So you do feel that way. The only card that can represent a person, well, is this one, Sky King. But this also came into how you see yourself. So kind of like I wouldn't think so. And this can represent somebody who is unique thinking, who is really different from anything that you ever seen. Like, I mean, this is the star card is like connected to Aquarius, but Aquarius basically means clear, logical thinking, just like this card. Somebody who who is absolutely not emotional, very logical, is willing to give you the world until you basically do something to this person. They become the person who will leave you out in the cold and who will do that. So it looks like when you absorb all these messages, then you will be able to understand everything and pull it together. And with that understanding, you're moving ahead. So that note, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed. Please share, subscribe, and there is a special $10 yes or no question. So talk to you soon. Bye. Love you, and don't forget to check your monthlies as well. Bye for now.